We are doing chapter 1 of Tripura Rahasyam, verse 15b onwards. He who being pleased, even the state of Brahma, the creator, would become equal to a blade of grass, and on account of him, the Guru being satisfied, even death becomes one, which is deathless, self, such a Guru, the Supreme Lord, is pleased with me now unexpectedly. Now please don't go by the English the way it is written, because slightly difficult to understand, but this is a literal translation. So we have to decipher what is being mentioned over here. So Parshuram is saying over here, or rather Dattatreya himself is also a part of this conversation. Only when the Guru is pleased, when the spiritual master is pleased with the disciple, only then he will be imparting that knowledge of these great scriptures and the knowledge of Brahma. The state of being of Brahma. Brahmaji, the creator, even that is achievable. So this state of being in a conducive state with the Guru is an extremely important state. What it translates into is, when the Guru is pleased, he offers that knowledge which is far greater than even the state of Brahmaji. Did you get it? The Brahmaji's state is like a blade of grass. It's so small it will appear. Because anything that is given will still appear to be smaller. So material worldly benefits, let's say for example today when people are craving for material worldly benefits, what do? They say that, oh, we want a job, we want some kind of a benefit in our life, money, power, fame. We want to win elections, all kinds of things are there. These are petty benefits. These benefits have total insignificance, because all these benefits are not going to lead a person towards realization. All these benefits will only put you back in the material domain. That means you get rebirth. What is the gift? Rebirth. So why would somebody want a rebirth? So the idea is, it is not proper to go for a rebirth. The spiritual master offers you way out of this. So when you please the spiritual master, see, the idea of pleasing the spiritual master is very important. Your spiritual master has to be happy with you. How is he going to be happy? He is only going to be happy if you are following his methods very clearly, written down the way how things are to be done. So, where does all this stand? See, it is an unwritten rule that there are certain ways of living in a ashram or living in a place with the master. There are certain ground rules. The ground rules are so clear that you have to follow them religiously. Okay? So when you follow the rules religiously, you will gain his confidence. So when you gain his confidence, he will bless you with all this knowledge. And this is the meaning of the words over here. So the spiritual master, when he accepts your seva, then he will put you on this track of liberation. Otherwise, till that time, there is nothing that is available. It is just now when someone was talking, say that there are lots of people in India who have got the siddhis. Siddhis are called powers. So they go to Hanumanji, they go to various other places, and then they do a lot of sadhana or whatever, and then they gain siddhis. These people gain magical powers. And when they gain magical powers, what happens? The common man in the street who has no idea about spirituality, absolutely no idea about spirituality, looks at these siddhis. This man is producing ash. This man is producing, like he will tell you what is going on in your mind. Like you may go and ask, will I get a child? And this siddha will say, oh yes, of course you will get a child in the month of, October 2024, something like that. And it happens. And when it happens, the person gets enticed by the way how this man works. So these are called petty siddhis. These are very, very mean things in nature. So when they get these siddhis, they get attracted towards it. And then there are people who will have mass melas, like a big congregation. And in the congregation, they will say a lot of stuff. And when they say a lot of stuff over there, people get carried away. It's like a politician. How a politician speaks, how a politician talks, exactly like that these people will do. And the whole army of people in front, gullible creatures, they are absolutely gullible creatures. They are innocent, they don't understand anything. So they get carried away by this kind of spirituality. So the person will say, you do this, go to this temple, put this particular thing, and you do it for 21 times, and you will get this, and you will get that. These are called siddhis, these people have. It has nothing to do with spirituality. But yet, the common man has no clue about it. The common man goes to a philosopher, an astrologer, a palmist, and so on and so forth, and they get entangled into it. Some people get into voodoo magic, those kind of magical stuff. And when they get involved in that magical stuff, they feel very charged. Oh my God, I can do this. I can create ash. I can create trinkets. I can do this and I can do that. Those are called petty powers. A person who is a true spiritualist should never even see in that direction. This doesn't lead you to any spiritual will. Nothing like that will ever lead you there. Only when you have a spiritual master who gives you the knowledge of Brahma, who shows you the path of liberation, then only that master is the best master to have. He will show you this path, but he will only give to those people who are very conducive to the way. They have the Seva bhavana, the part which is called service. They know how to follow the methodologies as incorporated by the Guru. These people can then go towards this path. And then the master is pleased and he will pass on the knowledge to them. So now we will continue. We are doing Tripura Rahasyam, chapter 1, verse 17. I consider that everything has been obtained by me, by the grace of the Guru alone. Lord, by your grace, the greatness of the goddess Tripura has been heard in its entirety. Verse 18. I wish to worship the great goddess Tripura. Lord, tell me out of compassion the method of her worship. So here Parshuram is telling his master that I am very happy that you have given me this great knowledge about Tripura. And this knowledge can only come to a person with the grace of the master. The spiritual master is the only one who can actually show the path. See, understand one thing. You can go to a temple. You can go to any place of worship. Any place. You may be a Christian. You may be a Parsi. Or you may be whatever religion that you are. You go to a place of worship. When you go to the place of worship, what happens over there? If you are a Christian, you will see Jesus Christ on the cross. Maybe you will see Mother Mary's picture over there, or maybe an image, or you may see Saint Joseph over there. You may see an infant Jesus. You can see any of these pictures or, carvings or whatever. Similarly, when you go to a Parsi temple, you can see fire. In the middle of the room, there is a place where the fire is burning. It says fire. You go to a Hindu temple, you will find images of gods. Sri Ram, Sita, Lakshman, Hanumanji. Or you go to another temple where you see, Narayan and Lakshmi Narayan. Sometimes you go and see Balaji, Padmavati and so on. Sometimes you go to a Hanumanji temple. Sometimes you go to a Ganesha temple. Everybody can see some image over there. Like the Christians can see Jesus Christ's image over there, Hindus can see the image of a Ganesha or any other god that is there. When you pray or you kneel down, do you think you are meeting that God? No. You are only seeing Ganesha's image over there. You can see Jesus Christ on the cross. Alright? So when you see this image, or you see a Balaji's image in front of you, what happens to you? Your mind creates beautiful scenes or images inside of you. So you look at Jesus Christ on the cross and you say, oh my God, this is so wonderful. Similarly, Ganesha. You see Ganesha sitting over there and you are taking his darshan. You feel that excitement. Everything happens like this. Like tomorrow, you may go for a shooting. And there you see your favorite actor in front of you. When you see your favorite actor in front of you, you get very enamored by it. And you say, oh my God, look at this. And you would want to take a selfie with him, or you feel that excitement inside of you. It's the same thing when you meet your girlfriend or your boyfriend. The one that you love. Oh wow, he's here, she's there, like that. Well, that kind of excitement comes in every human being. You think you saw God just now? You just saw an image. And you started imagining. Just like when you see your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you start imagining. Exactly. When you see a heroine or a hero, you start imagining. Oh, Shah Rukh Khan is there. Okay, so You start imagining that I want to do a movie with him. I want him to take me in the arms the way he takes his heroines. I mean, that's all. Is that all that you are looking for? How petty is it? How small is this demand? And what exactly are you going to get out of it once you have finished that 1 second of that, whatever that excitement that is there? Nothing happens. So you can understand, meeting this kind of people or going to a temple or a church is not going to give you any idea about spirituality. It's only going to make you more human than ever, because you can't see God in that place. You only see your excitement in that place. I hope you understood. It is your excitement you are seeing. You are having a biryani. Wow, biryani. And you are eating it, and after that, nothing. It's gone, finished, gone inside. And so biryani is all that you are caring for. Similarly, I want to get married, I want to settle down, I want to have a child. Your excitement is there. People try so hard to get a child. In the last 1-2 years, I have seen there are so many women who actually have gone to the length of going 100 times to these, IVF clinics and this and that, so that they can have a baby. Okay? They have actually gone to all the, and believe me, it's a humiliating experience. Please understand this. It is such a humiliating experience. And you go through this humiliating experience so that you can have a baby. Same thing, a humiliating experience where you want to get married. You want to settle down. You want a job. You want money. Once you get the money, then what? So this is the way material worldly things work. Similarly, meeting God works this way. So even if somebody says go to a temple, go to a church, do this, do that, you are still not going to meet any God anywhere. No way will you even have a glimpse of the divine. That is why Parshuram, who is Mahavishnu himself, it is not some ordinary person we are talking about, it is Parshuram himself. He is saying, I consider that everything has been obtained by the grace of the Guru alone. It is only when the Guru is happy, he is going to grant you this wish of getting to know the real God. Otherwise, no real God. You are going to be doing exactly what every other person is doing. Going to a temple, going to a church, eating your food, meeting your girlfriend, getting married, having children. Same nonsense. It is not the same as meeting God. Knowing Tripura. So Parshuram is saying, by the grace, the greatness has been heard. The Guru's greatness is such that I have heard about Tripura for the first time in my life. I want you to think about this. Did you even know about Tripura before you knew this book? No. I don't think anybody has any idea who Tripura is. We all think there is some God somewhere, so that God we have to look at. What God? Nobody knows. Even Parshuram is saying the same thing. You think you are greater than Parshuram? No. So please understand this. Parshuram is now saying, I want to thank my Guru because he is the one who is showing me. And who is this Guru? Dattatreya himself. I mean, imagine having Dattatreya as a Guru. So, I wish to worship this girl. So now he says, now that you have shown me who this goddess is, can you also tell me how I should worship her? So we go to the next verse. So we are doing Tripura Rahasyam chapter 1 verse 19, 20a. Thus prayed for. Dattatreya the Guru, beholding the fitness of Parshuram for the worship of Tripura, grown by his good faith and devotion, formally initiated him into the worship of Tripura in the traditional manner. Now this is very critical sentence over here, you have to understand this. First and foremost, the Guru never reveals anything. No. He will only keep everything at a superficial level. So anybody who comes, he will say, oh, how are you? Fine, thank you. Very nice, very nice. How are your kids? How is your wife? How is your husband? Everything going on? Did you go for the trip? How was the trip? Enjoyed yourself? Very good, very good. How is your job going on? If the Guru is talking to you this language, please understand, you are in the nth circle outside. The nth circle. He is not interested. Because you have not proven your mettle. You have still to cross many barriers before he actually reveals the information. The Guru doesn't ever reveal the information. It is not so easy. It's not so simple as it sounds. He's going to tell you, okay, do this book. Come on. This book is there. Do it. That is all. What information he can give? Nothing. Because till he doesn't see the fitness of Parshuram, even Parshuram has to prove himself. If Parshuram, the greatest of the masters, who went on to become a great master, he also had to prove himself. And you think today you are capable of getting all the knowledge and everything from a spiritual master? You are under mistaken belief. No. He is not going to give you anything. Because first he needs to see how much you are worth. Whether you really do the Seva. Whether you really stand for his word. If he tells you, I want this like this, and you use your mind and you do something else, do you really think he is going to involve you in anything? No way, no way. The spiritual master is not interested in people who are not even having an iota of understanding of the subject. They are still amongst the common people. No knowledge is going to get revealed, nothing about God, nothing. And incidentally, let me tell you this much. Sometimes people think, oh, I had the grace of seeing a great God in front of me by the grace of my Guru. This is what people think. Well, do you know how petty that is? The great sages are there in a group. And the person, Gora Kumbhar, is knocking on everybody's head. Tuck, tuck. Oh, this fellow is good. This pot is matured. So he knocks on Tukaram, Jnaneshwar and everybody, and then he comes to Namdev. And when he knocks on Namdev's head, tuck, tuck. Oh, this fellow is still not ready. So Namdev is not ready. Now Namdev's ego becomes so strong and powerful. He says, what do you think of yourself? You are just a potter. This fellow, he is just a businessman who lost everything. To Tukaram he says. Jnaneshwar he says, you are just a poor Brahmin. Okay, there are all these people sitting around and he starts saying, hey, you people don't even know what God is. I am the only one who sits with Vithoba himself every day. I sit in front of him and I have food. His ego talks like this. So what? Seeing that Krishna in front of you and having food with him, Namdev thinks that he is the greatest of the devotees of Krishna. Krishna is Vithoba, Vithala. He gets very upset. How is it that all these other people say that I am the only idiot amongst this group and rest everybody is realized people? So he goes in anger and he goes to meet Krishna himself, that is Vithala himself. And he says, you know what, those idiots were talking like this. You know very well, I can see you. You sit every day and have lunch with me. You have breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything with me. I can talk to you. I can discuss with you. I am the only one who can see you. And what do these people think? That they know too much? So Vithala says, Vithala as Krishna himself says to Namdev, he says, they are right about it. It's still not done. You are still a very raw one. The pot is not matured. You are not matured. Just because I sit with you to eat your food and I live with you and you are feeling very happy, just because you saw me, seeing me, though the whole world sees me when they come to my temple. Do you know me? You don't know me. You just see me. Like every person on earth will go and see an image of God. You also see me. Yes, you have lunch with me and dinner with me and all these breakfast and everything. But do you really know me? No. Because you still haven't found a master. So Krishna himself tells this person, Namdev, till you don't find your master, you are an nincompoop, even if you see God in front of you. So some people who have the ego of thinking that they have seen God, Almighty God, still are idiots. So they have to meet their spiritual master. This spiritual master who is there will show the path to God. And he is only going to do that when he assesses you. And the assessment you have to pass. You can't be failing every assessment. He is not going to give you any activity. He is not even going to involve you in anything. He is just going to tell you, okay, do this, okay, do that. Maybe you do it, maybe you don't do it. You are not his dear devotee. I am sorry. That is mistaken belief. Every word of his, you have to follow. Few days ago, I told you the story of, Totaka. Are you a Totaka in his life? No. You have your own life to lead. You may have your spouse, you may have your children, you may have this, you may have that. What are you talking about? Has he given you any activity? Has he even, okay, you may see him, doesn't mean anything. And that is why it is very important to get into his good books. So it is when the Guru sees that you are fit for the next knowledge, then he will introduce you to the worship of Tripura. It's only coming to you when you have extreme faith, absolute faith in him and single-pointed devotion to him. So when you have absolute faith, you don't doubt even an iota about him. You know how gurus work? Many a times people say, okay, I will do this. And they don't do. So they go back later on and the Guru will say, I told you to do this, but you didn't do. I'm sorry, Guruji. I'm sorry. So Guru says, okay, that's all right, it's all right. Has he revealed anything to you when he says that's all right? Nothing. He is just being kind and compassionate. He just says, it's okay, doesn't matter. You are my dearest, you know that, no? You are anyway my dearest. You will progress. Well, your progress is not happening because you have not even given yourself to this master. It has to be in these two words, good faith and devotion. Are you having good faith? You only do mistakes and then you go back and you say sorry. First, why have you done that? Ask yourself this question. Why have you done that? Why have you disobeyed? You are not supposed to. There is a very fine line. So he doesn't reveal anything. Dattatreya, the greatest of the masters. Parshuram, the greatest of the gods. Can you imagine the kind of effort that Parshuram has to do before he can get the knowledge of Tripura? You think it is easy? No, it is not easy at all. So if Parshuram has such a big difficulty, how can you progress on your path of spiritual if you are considering this everyday thing as a, just a chore? I have to do it, what to do? It's just like that, I have to do it. So, grown by good faith and devotion, formally initiated him into the worship of Tripura in the traditional manner. It is only when he introduces you to the subject of that divine intellect that is there, the divinity that is there. Tripura is a name given to the goddess. This is the supreme divine consciousness. It is only when he is pleased and only when you have conformed to the ways that he will open the door to this. Otherwise, there is nothing. I hope you all understood this verse because this is a very, very terrible verse to understand. We still have some time, so I will do this 2022. Okay, we are doing chapter 1, Tripura Rahasyam, verse 20b. The son of Jamdangini, Parshuram, having obtained the auspicious initiation into the Tripura lore, which surpasses all other initiations and awakens the full and the true nature of the initiate, and having got the entire discipline along with the meditative techniques on the mantras and the yantras, that is the mystic syllables and the diagrams, from the lotus-like mouth of the Guru, as a bee acquires honey, and with the heart satisfied and intoxicated with bliss, went round the Guru and saluted him. Then Bhargava, Parshuram, permitted by the venerable Guru and intent on the practice of the worship of Tripura, came to the Mahindra mountain. Now this is a very important verse. There are steps written over here which you should understand. Parshuram is the son of Jamdangini. Do you know Jamdangini is the primary sage? He is the one who was a great master himself. Alright? He died. So his son has now found his master in Dattatreya. Having pleased his master, the master has initiated this spiritual person, that is Parshuram, into the path of Tripura, the way in which you can appease Tripura and get Tripura to be with you. So, the initiation has happened. The first thing that happens, the Guru explains who is Tripura? That means, what is the spiritual consciousness? What is this divine consciousness is the first thing that he explains. How does he explain? He explains it in the form of stories. Stories connected to that form. Now let me give you an understanding of this. When you are initiated in a particular path, the stories connected to the path are first introduced to you. These stories are very peculiar, connected to that particular divinity. So let us say you have got into the worship of Sri Krishna. The Guru gives you the lore, the stories connected with Sri Krishna. He is not going to tell you stories which the whole world knows. No way. The stories which are unknown to anybody. Nobody knows them. These are all the secret lores. They cannot be revealed to anybody and everybody. He first introduces these lores to that person. This surpasses all other initiation. These stories surpasses every other initiation that the person might have taken. So if somebody is introduced to the Omkara, there is a particular thing that goes with it. Well, this is beyond that. Knowing Krishna, and now remember this, when Namdev was sitting in front of Panduranga himself, Krishna himself says that you don't know me. You have to go and meet your Guru, and that is why he goes to meet Visoba Khechar. It's only when he becomes that person as initiated by his master, then only Namdev understands. Otherwise nothing happens. So, all the other initiations, that means even if you know God directly, doesn't work anything. How many people know Jesus Christ? Many people saw him. How many people knew Krishna? Think about it. His whole family saw him, isn't it? Think about it. Didn't all his children see him? Of course. Everybody, all his wives also saw him. The whole army in front of him is seeing Krishna. But do they know Krishna? No. Nobody knows him. So it's only when you meet the spiritual master gives you the initiation into the stories, and when he passes on the disciplines connected with the worship of him in the form of syllables connected to that, and the image connected to it. So the mantra and the yantra. The yantra is exclusively meant for that particular deity. That the person comes to know. And when the person has this mantra means the magical words that are there connected to the deity, and the yantra, the object which is connected to this divinity, that is told. The Guru then talks about how this thing has to be done. And with the heart satisfied and intoxicated with bliss, now Parshuram has learnt all these things from his master. Then he is very pleased because this is the highest thing that can happen with the Guru and the Shishya. The Shishya goes round the Guru, says, I'm so happy, thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. Now I will go and worship. Now since you have introduced me to this subject, I will now go and worship this subject. And then I will understand whatever things that you have taught me. So, then Parshuram goes back to his cave, wherever he came from, the Mahindra mountains. And that is how he goes back to his mountains. Alright? So this is the methodology, the invocation of that great master, the invocation of the great divinity. That is Tripura over here. And in general sense, it is the supreme divine consciousness, is not a joke. Only when the Guru is pleased, and when you have conformed to every belief and everything that he says, not used your mind, then only he is going to impart you with this knowledge. Otherwise, this knowledge will never get imparted. Please understand, Dattatreya stays somewhere. Somebody goes to him, only he will impart, no? I want you to think about it. Do you think Dattatreya will go advertising, come, I will show you, come, I will show you. I have got magical powers, I have got magical powers. Is he interested in that? He is the highest spiritual master. He doesn't even, he's incognito. He doesn't even show his face to anybody. Somebody wants to come to him, they got to have the guts and the will to do it. And then follow the path. It is only when he is satisfied that he is going to impart this knowledge. And this is how a person can learn about the truth of spirituality. Otherwise, now you think of all those poor beings in this planet Earth. Do they really know God? No. So we have come to the end of verse 23. So we will stop over.